What's up, Cardfighters? Clark here from Vanguard Central, coming at you with an updated Gears of Fate Gear Chronicle deck profile.
Stand up, Vanguard!
Alright, starting off with our starter, my preference is Chronojet. I understand there's like this huge just discrepancy in the power output between TikTok and Chronojet, which is true, but I just prefer Chrono as my starter just because he's safer, and I keep the TikTok in deck so I can use him sparingly, and obviously the deck replenishes itself with the strides and Chronojet Dragon, so you can just put those units back into your deck and call them out whenever. But I like Chronojet. It's an insurance. It sets the tempo so I can get a guaranteed 3, and I get a Melom on the board which can swing, and then if you have your field set up, you can just keep going into loopy crazy stuff like time leap shenanigans. And then obviously we have TikTok in the deck to make our combos a lot more explosive, and to turn something into nothing. And so I just prefer this lineup of having Chronojet or TikTok, and hey, even in between matches I could just switch between the two and see which one will grant me victory, right? Anyways, onto the grade ones. I run 3 stride fodder, so these are staple. You can run 3 or 4, whichever you prefer, depending on the number of 3s you have. Then I run 4 PGG because you need to unflip in the deck. And then I run 4 Melom. Obviously skill gets +4, and then it goes back into the deck and you can call it grade 0. So one of the main the main catalysts for your combos is Melom, and so I like her at 4 because running her at 3 I felt was just too small, because if I rode one, damaged one, and had one in hand, it's like, oh crap, now those are all my Meloms. I can't really time leap into it or do anything that I really want to, so I'm forced to have to use resources to get those cards back into my deck. So that's why I like Melom at 4. It's just my preference. Then I run 1 Steam Scarlet GG for the Soul Blast 2 draw, call it off upstream or time leap into it, just get card advantage, which is the main thing. And I also run 1 Chronojet Dragon to put cards back into deck that I need. I don't always use upstream to go into him or time leap into him. He's just mainly there for insurance that I can drop cards early in case I get rushed down and I have to drop early shield. So my combo pieces are essentially safe. Onto our grade 2. Staple is 4 History Maker, Counterblast 1, time leap a unit when it attacks a Vanguard. So need 4 of those guys. Then I got 3 Kalialiak bombs, Calibum. I like 3s, just a little more aggression in order to get rid of pesky starters. Great in the mirror match, great against Link Joker, fantastic against Kagero. So anything that can disrupt my opponent early, since this deck doesn't really have early game, I really enjoy. And then I have 3 Upstream Dragon, basically the same skill as Melom, but you call it grade 1 to rest. So Upstream at 3 is good because he recycles himself. And then for my Tekken of choice, this could be anything. It could be another Upstream, but lately I've been trying out Delayed Blazer Dragon from the new gear booster. So when your other unit is placed on rear guard, from your deck, due to time leap, you have a Vanguard with Chronojet in its card name. This unit gets +2, so it's an 11k beater each time you time leap something. And then if it gets placed from time leap, you can time leap a 2 that is a grade 2, right? Yeah, and then turn it into a 3. So normally I'll time leap, like say a History Maker that was just a janky swing into another Chronojet or the Square 1 Dragon that I will show you. But Delayed Blazer Dragon is really good. I should get a SP, but yeah. Onto my grade 3s. We have 4 Chronojet Dragon. You obviously know the skill, so I don't really need to go into it. but then I run 3 of the new Chronojet Dragon G. During your turn, for every 2 face-up cards in your G zone, this unit gets plus 5,000, and all of your Zodiac Time Beast rear guards get plus 1,000. But the awesome skill is when a Gear Dragon strides him, or Zodiac Time Beast, you can choose one of your rear guards from hand, call it to rear, and then choose up to one of your rear guards and time leap it. So this is awesome on next stage. It's awesome on Gear Groovy or even Fate Rider. You just get this sweet skill to turn one of your zeros into an attacker like Mellum during late game, and plus it swings like a Blizza depending how far your game goes along. But Chronojet Dragon at G at 3 is good for me right now. And then I run 1 Square 1 Dragon, Soul Blast 1. This unit becomes regarded as a grade 0. So I like the tech in a Square 1. I would say out of 10 games, I at least ride it twice, which is pretty lame. But so it's on the fringe of being another Chronojet Dragon G, but it still does its job, so it's okay. But yeah, this is my grade 3 lineup. Onto my triggers. Run the loyal Chronotherapy hamsters, and then you have to run 4 Heart Thump workers, which is totaling out to 7 crit with our Chrono Valley rabbits. And then I run 2 draws, Lucky Pod Draco Kid, in case I want to give something plus 3, fill soul, or obviously if I hit draw triggers, that's nice all the time. And then I run 2 Steam Battler Urwatar. Everyone knows this skill already. Otherwise, you just turn it into a Mellum and then add cards to your hand most of the time. And then my Tekken of choice for my triggers is the Vainglory Dream Gear Cat. And so the skill is when your opponent's rear guard is put into his or her deck from an effect from one of your cards, choose one of your other units and you may get them plus 10k. If you do, return this unit to your deck and shuffle. So it's awesome. You can call it out defensively and then use Hetero Hound and then give your Vanguard plus 10k, which I've done a lot because it's freaking fantastic, so I don't have to worry about like little columns trying to abuse me. Use it offensively. If I don't have anything else to call, I'll just use Mellum, call it out. And then if I don't use it on my defensive turn, I'll just save it and then send something back to the bottom of their deck, and then I'll have a column that has plus 10 for free from Vainglory Cat. And obviously by that time my deck is super thin, so I have triggers. I have a speculation knowing I might hit a stand. So I love Vainglory Dream Gear Cat at 1. It's perfect. So yep. Next we have Strides. I run 2 Interdimensional Beasts, Metallica Phoenix on attack. Get to if you have a Chronojet Vanguard, you get to time leap some shenanigans. So I like 2 because normally I like to just abuse Phoenix since it's really really good in this deck. And if I want to just keep adding to hand, or just have a multi-attacking pressure that isn't next stage where I have to discard too many, then I like Phoenix at 2. And I normally just flip Seabreeze for anyone who tries to grade 2 game me. But Gears really goes off on Seabreeze play, so you kind of don't want to grade 2 game them, even though it's kind of necessary. Then I run 1 Fate Rider. I normally just flip him over. Oh wait, no, I don't. I normally use him later on in the game if I don't have anything else, but I like Fate Rider just because of the utility it brings. Then I run the Revolution Engine, which is 1 Chronos Command, to flip with Phoenix. And then I run the 2 Revs to make that the cost of Revolution free to rewind the whole field, basically. And Revolution's great. It's great in matchups against Kagero, Link Joker, even the mirror match with Gear Chronicle. Any deck that has played an entire field down and you just wipe it all out, it's fantastic. It's super great. And then I run 4 Chronojet Dragon next stage. Obviously, restanding stride of the deck. one of the most OP and broken cards, because it's only 1 CB, which is fantastic. But yeah, you must be wondering why I don't run Groovy Dragon. Oh my god, what a shock. That's just because I don't feel that there's anything, any Gear Dragon that's worth copying. You know, everyone thinks that Ragnarok and Next Stage are the best, but then you have to make your G-Zone super complicated just to make that combo really effective. And, you know, how many times are you going to do it in a game? It's just Groovy is just an egg in the G-Zone. I mean, it's cool. It's like, it's a really nice skill, but we'd have to wait and see if there's a better Gear Dragon that it can copy. But otherwise, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So Next Stage is just really good on its own, so you don't need to compromise the rest of your G-Zone just to make space for something that's going to copy its skill, if you guys understand what I mean. I've played the deck a lot, so I know what I'm talking about about this. But otherwise, that's it for the G-Zone. For the offensive G-Zone. 2, Uluru. Fantastic. You know, you just stack your deck basically at the end. Becomes 31k for free. You put a trigger in a card back that you want. Like, you can put back TikTok, and put back Melum, you can put back a PG, doesn't matter. Whatever you want, she'll do. And then I run 1 Highbrow Steam Rafana for that free 15k just to pull out a grade 0, so you can just send your GG back, call out a TikTok, call out the Vainglory Kitty. You know, it's just, or Watara, it's just crazy what you can do with this deck. Call out a Heart Thump if you need it on your next stage play. It's great. And then I run 2 Hetero Hounds. So skill is Soul Blast 1. When this unit is placed on Guardian Circle and you have a Chronojet Vanguard, choose one of your opponents' rear guards. Your opponent returns that unit to his or her deck, shuffle it, and look at the top card, and calls it to rear. So, you know, stops attack. Like I told you, I combo it half the time with the Kitty, just to give plus 10k to Vanguard, and it works a lot. You know, this deck doesn't need a Screw because you have Rafana, it doesn't need Dismal because you have Rafana. So it's just the deck's utility, defensive capabilities are really good. And I understand I'm running 5 G-Guards, but you know, there were so many times where I only ran 1 Hetero Hound, and I had like Colossus in the G-Zone, and I was just like, gosh, I really wish I had another Hetero Hound to stop this guy's offensive play. So yeah, that's probably the reason why I run 5, but it could change in the future. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. If I talked a little fast, I'm sorry about that. And sorry it took a while to get this deck up. I was, you know, just busy with school and with work. But otherwise, you know, we're coming out with more content soon. So I hope you enjoyed. Anything that can make the deck better, or anything I should try out, just let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Vanguard Central out.